welcome back. It's so good to see you. And yes, I am wearing the biggest hoodie in existence. It was 19 degrees, but now it's 23. But I just had to take Ava out before I recorded the video, and it's freezing. So I was going to take it off, but I was like, forget it. No one cares, right? This is the greatest thing ever. I got this last year for Christmas from my mother-in-law, and it turns you into a massive stuffed animal. It's so thick and warm. It's amazing. It's like I basically live in it now. Anyway, okay, so today we are going to be looking at more books. I think it was at the beginning of January, like the very first video, I showed you all the books that I read last year, and I was talking about spiritual books or something like that, and several people requested, yes, they would like to see the spiritual book haul. So I am going to be showing those books today. I counted them, and there are 24 books. I have read every single one of these books. Do I remember every single one of these books? No, I don't. So it's gonna be like a new book haul for me. And there are several books that I have read multiple times. Sorry. And there are some books that I've only read once, but I kept them. I only keep books that I think are special or that have information that are like really, I don't know. Anyway, so there is one book in here that I am not keeping, and I'll tell you which one it is once we get to it. I just stacked them all up on the desk, so I am going to go through each book with you. I guess read the back. If I remember, I can tell you a little bit about each book. But if there is a specific book that you would like me to read for next month and do a book review on it, let me know in the comments and I will do that. Sorry, my throat's being all weird today. I don't know. Anyway, before I get into the books, I do want to mention that I'm kind of afraid to make this video because I feel like a lot of people have very set in stone beliefs, and if you don't believe what they believe, they get mad, and I don't want anybody to get mad at me. I have certain beliefs, and but I have a big variety of books here, so don't judge me. These are books that I like, and you don't have to like them. I'm just doing this video because a lot of people asked me to. So anyways, if you don't enjoy it, just enjoy the book tapping and page flipping, rambling in the background, something like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and these books are in no particular order. I just stacked them up on the desk, so the first book that we have here is 5 Lives Remembered, and this is by Dolores Cannon. I absolutely love Dolores Cannon. Love her. But I like reading books about people's lives, and this book is really cool because it is about, I guess, like reincarnation. I think this is the very first book that Dolores Cannon ever wrote, but it is not the first book that she published. I think it was too ahead of its time or something, and nobody would even look at it or something. I don't know. But if you don't know, Dolores Cannon is past life regressionist, hypnotherapist. I don't know what you call them, but she's a renowned hypnotherapist. Yeah. Okay. So I believe this is off of one of her clients. and she just tells the stories of 5. She regressed her back. She first started doing hypnosis to like help people lose weight, stop smoking, blah blah blah, and then she stumbled upon a previous lifetime. And even if you don't believe in reincarnation, it's really interesting. It's like really cool to see how her past lives connect to her current life now and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, it says the beginning. What do you do when you discover information that is before its time? What do you do when your curiosity takes on an adventure that is so bizarre that there is nothing normal to relate to? This is what happened to Dolores Cannon in 1968, long before she began her career as a past life hypnotherapist and regressionist. Travel back with us to that time when the words reincarnation, past lives, regression, walk-ins, new age were unknown to the general population. This is the story of 2 normal people who accidentally stumbled across past lives while working with a doctor to help a patient relax. It began so innocently, yet it crossed the boundaries of the imagination to open an entirely new way of thinking at a time when such a thing was unheard of. It went totally against the belief systems of the time. It was so startling that they should have stopped, but curiosity demanded that they continue to explore the unorthodox. The experiment changed the participants and everyone involved, and their beliefs would never be the same. I love this book. I love it. I think I've read it like 3 or 4 times. But I would not mind reading it again if this is the book you want me to read. But yeah, super, super good. Even if you're not into regression, past lives, stuff like that, it's just really interesting. But this book, like, shows how Dolores Cannon became Dolores Cannon. You know, it's really, really cool and interesting. Okay, this next book. This is Same Soul, Many Bodies. It says, discover the healing power of future lives through progression therapy. This is by Brian L. Weiss. He's a doctor. And he wrote the book Many Lives, Many Masters. I have not read that book. I think that's the only one of his books that I have not read. But I would like to. I would like to read that book. So, but anyway, this is basically the same thing. But instead of going into their past lives, they go into their future lives, I think. I don't know. Through envisioning our lives to come, we can influence their outcome and use this process to bring more joy and healing to our present lives. I did like this book, but I prefer books that go into past lives, because it's like, I don't care about future lives. I'm in the right now life. I don't know. It's weird, I know, but I like it. I think that it's interesting. Okay, I'm sure everyone has read this book. This is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, I think. I don't know. I got this book because I watched The Secret on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix. That show I've watched, I don't even know how many times. It's not a show, it's like a documentary or something. But I have watched The Secret so many times because it is just so mesmerizing and inspiring. Let's say that. So I wanted to get the book, and I think my mom got this for me for Christmas a while ago, but I'm never getting rid of this book. But it says on the back, you hold in your hands a great secret. It has been passed down through the ages, highly coveted, hidden, stolen, lost, and bought for vast sums of money. This centuries-old secret has been understood by some of the most prominent people in history: Plato, Galileo, Beethoven, Edison, Carnegie, Einstein, along with other inventors, theologians, scientists, and great thinkers. Now the secret is being revealed to the world. So, it's basically about the law of attraction, abundance, stuff like that kind of thing. And it's really interesting. I like it. It shows that you create your own world based on your thoughts. And I 100% believe in The Secret. Just because I think power of thought really is, like, powerful, you know? Like, even if it's something simple, like if you are depressed or something, change your thought patterns, change your whatever, and it can help, you know? It takes time and stuff like that, but, you know, I don't know. It's really a good book, and I like it a lot. And another one is The Greatest Secret. It's basically the same thing, but more in depth, more, I don't know. It says, once you know, freedom is yours. It's real hard to read because it's like this shiny gold. Once you know, freedom is yours. You've missed the truth for thousands of years because you've not looked at what is right in front of us. We've become easily distracted by our problems, the drama in our lives, the comings and goings of the events of the world, and we've missed the greatest discovery we can make that is right here before us. A discovery that can take us out of suffering and into lasting bliss and happiness. Every question will be answered, every desire will be fulfilled. Never again do you need to be afraid. Never again do you need to suffer. This is the greatest revelation of your life. This is your destiny. It's just positivity. It's a book of positivity is what it is. And you control your own positivity with your thoughts and stuff like that. Okay. Now this book, I don't remember it. I kept it for something. I don't know. But this is Messages from the Masters, Tapping into the Power of Love. And this is by Brian Weiss? I don't know what that says. I don't know. It's a spiritual guidebook from the author of Many Lives, Many Masters, which I have not read. Okay, it says the essential life force, the ultimate healing energy. Its name is love. Now you can harness its awesome power. In Many Lives, Many Masters, Brian Weiss opened an unexpected door into the astonishing realm of past life regression. The past lives, or Many Lives, Many Masters, I feel like that's like how he became, you know, because he stumbled upon past lives and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. It says, in Only Love is Real, he showed how we all possess soulmates from our pasts. Now drawing on the wisdom of the spirit guides who shape our destinies, best-selling author Brian Weiss reveals the miraculous potential of love. You'll hear the ultimate and startling testimonies of real people that express a profound yet simple truth, one that comes from the eternal souls around us. You'll discover what happens when we die, strategies for fighting anxiety and healing relationships, and the role of God and self-determination. You'll explore exercises and meditations to tap into the power of love and utterly transform your life. The messages from the masters are here. Are you ready for them? Oh my gosh, I can totally tell why I bought this book. A lot of these books are very, very old because I've never been really religious, but I was never really anything, and then my brother died in 2007, and then something happened to me after that, and it was so miraculous and confusing and just like, what the hell, that it made me question everything. And I've been on a spiritual journey ever since. I went to different churches, and I've read Bibles, I've read all kinds of books, and a lot of these books answered my questions. I got answers to certain questions that I had in different parts of each book, and some books, they answered all the questions, but I can totally see why I got this. This actually sounds like a really good book. Maybe this is the one I should read. I don't know. Let me know. Okay, the next one I've shown you a billion times. It's one of my favorite books of all time. This is Conversations with the Spirit. You can tell I've read it a lot. Conversations with the Spirit Between Death and Life, newly updated and revised edition, from the author of The Convoluted Universe, Dolores Cannon. Again, it's another book by Dolores Cannon. One of my favorites. It's probably my number one book. There is another one that's right up against it, but okay, this says, what occurs at the point of death? Does our personality survive after death? Where do we go afterward? These are all eternal questions. Dolores Cannon has accumulated information about the death experience and what lies beyond through 45 years of hypnotic research and past life therapy. While reliving past life experiences, hundreds of subjects reported the same memories when experiencing their death. The spirit realm and their rebirth experienced the sessions as they originally occurred, recorded and dictated word for word. The subjects reveal enlightening wisdom and is hidden in the subconscious of all humankind. The book explores the death experience, different levels of existence in the spirit realm, guides, guardian angels, do heaven and hell really exist, ghosts and poltergeist, planning your present lifetime and karmic relationships before birth, perceptions of God and the devil, the significance of bad lifetimes, and various councils and their influence of humankind and the universe. This is the most spiritual book, like, ever. And yeah, it answers a lot of stuff, and it's based off of her past life regressions, because if you can go to a past life, there's got to be a time in between. You don't just die and then wake up being born again as someone else. You know what I mean? There's something that goes on between there, and this book explores that. Whether you believe it or not, whether you think that it's truth or fiction, it's very interesting. So yeah, I like that. Okay, this, I do not remember reading this book, but this is Memories of the Afterlife, Life Between Lives, Stories of a Personal Transformation. I'm pretty sure I bought this because of the Dolores Cannon book, or I bought this and then I found the Dolores Cannon book. I don't know, but they're kind of the same thing, I'm sure. But this is, it says edited by Michael Newton, with case studies by members of the Newton Institute. Same thing with him. He was a past life he was a therapist, or whatever, hypnotist, something like that. And he stumbled upon past lives, and then he stumbled upon in between lives. This book's really heavy. My hand's getting tired. But it says, what if you could remember your soul's true purpose? It's just another book like that. I don't remember reading it, but it sounds pretty good. It's probably got like, because I think it's like case studies or something like that. I'm trying to see if there is a, yeah, there's a table of contents. It says life choices and moving on, the Council of Elders. And then it just says different, I think these are just different life stories or something. I don't know. But I kept it for, you know, it must be good. I wouldn't have kept it if it wasn't. So that would be new to me if I read it again. Just like this one. I do remember reading it, but I don't remember what's in it. But golly, this man, he writes some thick books. This is by Michael Newton as well. And this is Destiny of Souls, New Case Studies of Life Between Lives. So cool. Over 200,000 copies sold. I'm sure it's way more than that now. But it says, A Destiny of Souls, 67 people just like you recall their life between lives through Dr. Newton's personal work in spiritual hypnotherapy. I want to do a past life regression. There is a past life regressionist in the Woodlands, but it's like, I'm also scared, but I want to do one real bad. Okay, based on his groundbreaking research into the afterlife, this book is designed both for those new to afterlife case studies and for readers of Dr. Newton's best-selling first volume, Journey of Souls. It explores our purpose on earth, spiritual settings where souls go after death, the soul-brain connection, soulmates, soul travel between lives, spirit guides, ways spirits connect with and comfort the living, why we choose certain bodies. Cool, right? Okay. And I think it's interesting because all of these people who do these whatever, when their subjects or clients or whatever go in between lives, they all report like the same stuff, like they have the same locations, what it looks like, these type of people, you know what I mean? And I'm like, how can that, I don't know, I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anybody, but I'm just like, that is so interesting. Like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. How can they all be the same, you know? Unless it was true. Okay, Michael Newton, Journey of Souls. I guess it was referring to this case studies of life between lives, and it's the same thing. But I think this is the first book, and you can tell it's definitely older. Oh, are there pictures? Oh wait, no. It's a Christmas card. I must have been reading and put a Christmas card in here. Oh my gosh, these are my, let me make sure there's no name on there. These are my niece and nephew when they were tiny. Look at those cuties. Oh my gosh. So adorable. Oh my gosh. Okay. They're so little in those pictures. They're massive giants now. But I thought there were pictures in here. But yeah, okay, so this one describes how it feels to die. What you see and feel right after death. Oh, I want to read this book. When and where you learn to recognize soulmates on earth. Discover levels of soul, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. What happens to disturbed souls, and the purpose of life and manifestation as a creator. This book sounds really good. Really good. Like, I want to read this one. I want to read them all. Again, okay, this next book, I don't even know what to say about it. Okay. I haven't thrown it away for a specific reason. This is the book that started it all. Convoluted Universe. This is book 1. There are 4 books in the Convoluted Universe, okay? And this is by Dolores Cannon. The only reason that I bought this book is because I'm pretty sure I have all the other Dolores Cannon books. And I was like, okay, let's continue on, because Dolores Cannon is amazing. So, what is this book about? Okay, it says metaphysical ideas that border on quantum physics. And quantum physics, oh my gosh, don't let me get started on that. Okay, anyway, the long-awaited sequel of Custodians. Do I have Custodians? I feel like I do, but I don't see it here, which is strange. There are 2 books of Dolores Cannon's that are not here, and I don't know why. Where are they? Dolores Cannon's first 11 books generated most interest due to her unique technique in regressive hypnosis. For the past 3 decades, through this technique, she has explored avenues of the paranormal which other investigators have not approached. Her innovative procedure and groundbreaking research have earned her a long-lasting and enormous following in the field of metaphysics. Largely recognized as one of the most important books in the history of metaphysics, this mind-expanding volume of work examines and explains complicated concepts as the God Source, the unconscious knowledge of dimensional travel, parallel universes, lifetimes and realities, living all past and future lives at once, Easter Island, Loch Ness, Nazca Lines, the pyramids, the characteristics of other planets and dimensions, group souls and energy beings, splinters and fragments of souls, and the illusion of time. The knowledge that we are all connected, mind, body, spirit. I have tried reading this book like 4 times, and I can't. My mind can't handle it. It's like if the first I read it and I was like, okay, and then I stopped reading it because I don't know if I got bored or I got confused or what, and then I didn't pick it up again. Then I tried to read it again at a separate time, and I was just, I don't know if I couldn't understand what was happening, or because this is the perfect convoluted. It's so convoluted that like I can't wrap my brain around the words in this book. Like, I don't know how people read these books, because I can't. It's like I'm reading a different language, but it's in English, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I don't know, but I don't want to throw it away because I'm gonna get through this book one day. I'm going to. It's just real hard, and it makes me feel like I'm dumb. Maybe it's just too convoluted for me right now. Maybe at some point in my life I will get there, but I'm not there. I don't know. And I like reading books that, like this, where it's like, that could be a possibility, or, because we don't know anything about anything, really. But this book is so hard. I don't know. Has anybody read this book? Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's so hard. Okay, please don't let that be the one that you want me to read, because I won't be able to. Okay, this one, Dolores Cannon, The Search for Hidden Sacred Knowledge. I like the cover of her books. I think they're really cool looking. Okay, I obviously have read this. I don't remember reading it, but you can tell it's been read. But let's see what it's about. Okay, the search is over. That's it. We just need this book. The search is over. Many of us lived previous lives as keepers of sacred knowledge that was taught in the ancient mystery schools. Much of this knowledge was lost through time due to disasters and destruction or death. The knowledge was reserved for a select few who devoted their lives to understanding and teaching it. They usually had to live in isolated and secluded areas because the possession of such knowledge put their lives in danger. What is this knowledge? Many were killed for it, and those in power were usually afraid of anything they did not understand. Through the use of hypnosis and reincarnation, this book recounts many lives in which people had such knowledge and wisdom. Now is the time for this knowledge to return to anyone who is ready to receive it and understand it. Okay, this knowledge is, now is the time for this knowledge to return to anyone who is ready to receive it and understand it. That's what I feel the convoluted universe thing is. Maybe I'm just not ready to receive it or understand it. Not at this time. I don't know. But anyway, it says some topics within this book: Isis and the machine people, bringing back ancient healing, color and sound, orbs of information, crystal skulls, Lemuria, Atlantis, Pompeii, hiding Jesus' teachings. I don't remember this book. Maybe I wasn't ready to receive the knowledge. That's why I can't remember it. Or maybe it's because it's really hard for me to remember things. Maybe that's why. Okay. Let's see. This is Life Before Life. And this is children's memories of previous lives. Yes. I got this for a very specific reason. Because I actually know someone who at one point remembered a previous life, and it freaked me out. I'm not gonna get into it, but I was like, hold on, what? And I believe that person. But anyway, so children's memories of past lives, like, how can that be? You know, like, how can past lives and reincarnation not exist if there are children who remember past lives? And if you can even go on YouTube and watch these videos and like news reports and stuff like that of these children who remember their past lives, and not only do they remember just like snippets of their life, like, oh, I used to live in this color house or whatever. No, they remember exactly who they were, where their bodies are, like who their family was. There have been, and these are like young children. It's insane. Just, you will go into an internet wormhole if you look into that. But it's crazy. So this book obviously oh, this is by Jim B. Tucker, but it's something about Ian Stevenson's decades of scientific research, because there are a lot of scientists and doctors that research children's past lives and stuff, and it's just crazy. I don't remember this specific book, but I obviously kept it because interesting, right? So anyway, there's that book. Okay, here's a book that, this is the book that I am not keeping. I just read this book. Literally, I just finished it a few days ago. And I am doing a book review on this. To Heaven and Back, a Doctor's Extraordinary Account of Her Death, Heaven, Angels, and Life Again. This is a true story, and it's written by herself, Dr. Mary C. Neal. And she is a medical doctor, and a lot of times medical doctors, they don't believe in anything after death and, like, you know, all that stuff. But I know exactly why I got this book, you know, because who wants to heaven and back? heck yeah, I want to know about that. Like, please tell me what happened. And it does tell about her story. It just says she got into a kayaking accident in South America and died. And it goes into that. But I'm not going to say anything more about that because I'm going to do a book review. And you will find out why this book, I'll give it away or get rid of it, donate it, something. I'm not going to be keeping this book. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. The next book that we have here, let me move these books closer. Okay, the next book that we have is You Were Here Before. Why Are You Here Now? What is this? Is that supposed to be a flower or like artwork? Like, what is this? I don't know. I do not remember reading this book, so this book would be brand new to me. Although you can tell I read it. But this says Experiences of a Past Life Regression Therapist. This is by Barbara Pisick. I don't know. You know I can't say names. It says, oh, I am not going to be able to read that. Look at that. She needed bigger print or darker whatever. But it says, I instantly knew that person the moment I met her. Why do I have an irrational fear of heights or being in enclosed spaces? A new country seemed so familiar, as if I was there before. So I'm assuming that this is just like case studies. It is, because you can see, like it says B and then M, so I guess B would be Barbara and then M would be the client or whatever, and it just says word for word what happens during the sessions and stuff. Oh my gosh, if you want to see like past life regressions like happen, there is somebody on YouTube, and I'm sure there's other people as well, but I think like one of the most famous one is Alba Weinman, I think. She posts a lot of them, and you can see them being put, you know, and regressed back. It's really cool. Really, really cool. I think you can see some of Brian Wise. I think you can see him doing it as well. But yeah, some of the chapters are a shocking in beginning. Why am I stuck? I can fly again. A past life regression therapy session. We are all one. Spiritual and religious universality. I don't know. Weight issues. Some gave all. Healing experiences. Multiple regression experiences. Where does the soul go? What happens at the time of death? Blah, 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 blah. So it's just like another book like that, which is basically all of these books, except for the last one and another one. This one has a little bit of dust on it, so it must have been on the shelf for a while. This is Your Soul's Plan, Rediscovering the Real Meaning of Your Life You Planned Before You Were Born. So this is, it's by Robert Schwartz, previously published as Courageous Souls, Do We Plan Our Life Challenges Before Birth? I guess he changed the name of his book. That's interesting. But it says you can learn why each of us decides to experience such challenges as illness, difficult relationships, the death of a loved one, and accidents. Understand how you as a soul create your life blueprint, and consciously use your challenges to foster spiritual growth and healing. I do remember this book, and I really liked it, because when you read the other books where it's like Life Between Lives, whatever, you always plan out your life before you're born, if you believe that kind of thing, you know. And sometimes you are like, what the hell? Why would I choose to like me. Why would I choose to give myself multiple sclerosis? What the hell? What the hell, spirit me? Like, are you kidding me? Why? If you believe this stuff, it's to help your spirit grow and learn. You learn from all these experiences, okay? And you put challenges in your life to make your soul or spirit stronger, if that makes sense, you know. And there was a guy in here, I remember reading it. He got AIDS, and he was very like, why would this happen to me, you know? And he did a past life regression, and it was something for him to learn from. And it explains what he was supposed to learn from it, why he chose that specific thing, and all kinds of stuff. So, like, there are reasons that bad things happen, and there are things about children who were abused when they were younger, and everything is planned out, and there is a reason for everything. Even if the stuff happens that's like, I don't know. This book explains it very well. I know that I suck at explaining things like that, but it makes you look at your life differently, and you're just like, okay. And it makes you more accepting of things that have happened to you in your past, and challenges that come up in your future, you know. Because when I go through bad times and have difficulties and stuff like that, sometimes I get mad at myself, and I'm like, why am I so stupid, or, you know, whatever. But then I try and think about stuff like this, and I'm like, there's a reason that this is happening. What am I learning from this? Because you learn something from everything that happens in your life. Everything, you know. And so, I don't know, it kind of puts a positive spin on the bad things that can happen, you know. I don't know. It's a pretty cool book. Okay. This one is When Souls Awaken. Real life accounts from past life and life between life regressions. I have slowly, through these however many years, have been awakened. So when souls awaken, yeah, that's probably why I got this, because you believe what you believe, right? And once you believe it, you can't unbelieve it. You just can't. So as you can see, I've got a lot of knowledge and stuff about this, you know, but I can't articulate it right. I don't know. I just feel dumb when I talk about this stuff. But yeah, so it says, have you ever asked yourself, why do we reincarnate? How does reincarnation fit into quantum mysticism and our true purpose in life? What is the true nature of my being? What is consciousness? Why am I here? How is that going to make me happy right now? Yeah, because being spiritually awakened can be extremely depressing at times. Because once you know it or believe it, it's like, take a mystical journey beyond the empirical reality of life on earth with wisdom clients received by connecting to a state of super consciousness during a life between lives spiritual regression, along with commentaries by the author. Understand your purpose here on earth and beyond. Okay. Now, these next couple of books, I got no memory, so all of these are new. I did it to myself again. New life between life case studies show how your soul's contract is guiding your life. And that's part of, this is by Joan or Joni DiMaggio. I think this would go into like your soul contract, your soul blueprint, because you make a plan with your spirit guides or your higher self on things that you want to accomplish, things that you want to learn, struggles you want to go through, that kind of thing, to make your spirit grow. I don't know. But it goes through the same things. All these books are basically the same, but they're told by thousands of different people, different cases, and it's just, if you like that kind of thing, you want to read as much of it as possible. This says, what does it feel like to die? What does the afterlife look like? Who are the council of elders, and how do they assist in planning your next life? Who are members of your soul family, and what role did they play in your past life as well as in your current life? Which I think is really cool, the soul family or whatever, because like your mom now could have been like your best friend in your previous life, or she could have been your son in your last life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. These books are just so cool, I think. So yeah, it's just another one of those books. And then we have, this is the Past Life Perspective, Discovering Your True Nature Across Multiple Lifetimes. This is by Anne C. Barham, and then I don't know what any of these letters mean. I like the way this book feels. It says, how can subconscious memories from a past life hold you back in this life? That's true. Like, if you watch those regressions or whatever, people might have problems now, but if they clear them in their past life, it helps them with their life now. I don't know. Anyway, can you integrate your soul's past for a richer, fuller, and happier life now? So, I don't remember reading this, but it was obviously good, or else I wouldn't have kept it. Okay, let's see. This next one, isn't this cover pretty? Butterfly. I love blues. This says, life is just another class, one soul's journey through past life regression. So this is just one person talking. And it is by Karen Ann Kubiko. I don't know. It's under Mind, Body, Spirit, Reincarnation, New Age, Spirituality. Why are we here again? Why we choose if and when we go into a new life. Yes, we choose this life, our bodies, the people in our lives, and what to experience. We chose our lessons for this class we call life. Through free will, we are completely responsible for our life. So we do make a plan before we come here, but there's free will, and so there's like multiple outcomes that can happen. But that's why they say that we have spirit guides that kind of help nudge, or you know what I mean. So it says, take a breath, it's okay, you are not alone. We are all in this together, and we have help. Our angel spirit guides and passed over loved ones are always here for us. We have just forgotten that we can ask for help. I did not always believe this. As a young adult, I lost my faith in God and religion altogether. Only through working through my past lives did I discover a much deeper sense of faith in God, angels, and spirit guides. Blah, 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 blah. And it says life is just another class. And I have heard that so many times from so many past life regressionists, where, especially Dolores Cannon, she's like, everything is just a play. Everyone in your life, they're all actors. We're all playing our part, but we're so immersed in this play that we've forgotten our true selves, you know? So it's interesting. Very interesting. I like it. Okay, this book, I've shown this before, this is one of the books that I showed in the books that I read all year, whatever. A Walk in the Physical, Understanding the Human Experience Within a Larger Spiritual Context. This is by Christian Sundberg. I found out about Christian Sundberg from, what's it called? New Age Soul, or, it's something on YouTube. I can't remember. I think I talked about it in that other video. But it's a podcast talking about people in this spiritual context type of stuff, you know. It's really good. But this is like my new Bible. Okay, everything in here is amazing. This guy has pre-birth memories, and on his pre-birth memories he talks about everything about life and your human experience and stuff, and it's like everything he says just makes sense. It makes sense to me. I don't know, it's just, there's no way to describe what this book is. It's like a bunch of essays that he's written on different topics. Like, okay, it says here, these are just titles of his different essays. So it's like, growing beyond belief, death need not be feared, letting go of the desire to think in meditation, the authority of awareness, the desire to make everything fit, awakening through freedom and belief, choose joy, seeking truth beyond the intellect, we are all family, the gift of choosing to be human, true growth, creation and vast, addicted to form, breaking the chain of hurt. Like, but those don't explain anything. You have to read each, I guess, essay, or because they're not really chapters. I don't know. It's amazing, and you can read it for free on Google. He isn't about making money or anything. He's like, you can read the entire book for free. You can go to his website, or you can go to a walk in the or Google and type in a walk in the physical book, and you can read it for free on Google. And I read it on Google, and I immediately was like, I have to own this so that I can just hold it and have it with me. You know what I mean? It's that good. Okay, this next one, this is another like scientific researchy one, but this is Return to Life, Extraordinary Cases of Children Who Remember Past Lives. I got this for the same reason I got the other book. You know, I just think that it's really cool. Like, because kids, very young kids, you know, they have no reason to lie. They have no reason to lie, and the stuff that they say makes sense, and a lot of their stuff you can prove, and it's crazy. And that's why, like, scientists and like researchers like write books and show proof, and I don't know. But if you don't want to read these books, you can just go look it up on YouTube or Google or whatever. There's tons of articles and video footage, and like, I don't know, it's really cool. Okay, let's see. My Life After Death, a Memoir from Heaven. I don't remember this book. Yes, I do. I do. I remember this boy. I think something happened, like her son died. I don't know, it's hard for me to read right now because my eyes are doing the thing. But I think her son died, and she was able to communicate with him after he died. And I 100% believe that. But I think she wrote it, she wrote it as if though he was telling his story. Like, he would tell her things and she would write it down. That's why it's called A Memoir from Heaven, because her son is in heaven and he was talking to her and she was writing the stuff down, something like that. But I kept it, so it must have been good. Anyway, so yeah. This one, I got this recently. I think I got this for like my birthday, maybe. But it is a book. It's and it's by a fascinating book, Forward by Dr. Raymond Moody. And Dr. Raymond Moody is also like I think he's like a past life regressionist, like doctor type thing. But this is The Afterlife of Billy Fingers: How My Bad Boy Brother Proved to Me There's Life After Death. I believe this is a picture of her brother for real, but this is by Annie Kagan. I don't know. Yeah, it says a few weeks after his death, William Cohen, aka Billy Fingers, woke his sister Annie at dawn. I'm drifting weightlessly through these glorious stars and galaxies, and I feel a divine presence, a kind, loving, beneficent, I don't know what that word says, presence, twinkling all around me. Billy's ongoing after-death communication takes his sister on an unprecedented journey into the bliss and wonder of life beyond death. Billy's profound, detailed description of the mystic realms he traversed, the beings of light that await him, and the wisdom he receives take the reader beyond the near-death experience. Billy is indeed a Dr. Raymond Moody, as Dr. Raymond Moody points out in his foreword, explaining the phenomena we've known about since ancient times, an afterworld walker. So, yeah, this woman, her brother was, and I think there are pictures. There might actually be pictures in here. I don't remember. But this woman, her brother dies. I know there's a picture in here. Well, there's a picture of her. Oh yeah, she puts actual, like, pictures of stuff that he, I swear there was a picture of him. That must have just been the only one, the one on the cover. But he dies, and then after he dies, he comes and speaks to her, and at first she's like, oh my god, I'm going crazy, this isn't real, and he does things to prove that he is real, and he's really speaking to her, beyond the grave. And it's just really interesting. And what happens to him after he dies is like, wow, like just crazy. Really good book. Okay, this one is by Nikki Sutton. This is Consciousness Rising, guiding you through spiritual awakening and beyond. When I first started going through my spiritual awakening, I discovered Nikki Sutton. She has a YouTube channel, and I think it's just called Nikki Sutton, maybe? I don't know. She no longer makes videos anymore because she now has become a licensed hypnotherapist, regressionist, that kind of thing, and so she started another channel where it's just hypnotherapy kind of thing, and I don't really like that. I liked the other ones because she was so informative about so many different topics and stuff, and it was really, really cool. And I'm kind of disappointed that she stopped making videos, but she did write a book to help people who are spiritually awakening, how to deal with the ups and downs, how to deal with if you share that with your family, because most people, when you tell them that you have become spiritually awakened and you are more spiritual and religious, they get mad because you don't believe what they believe. And it just tells you how to deal with that. And yeah. Oh, here she is. That's a picture of her. But it just says, how do you know if you are experiencing a spiritual awakening? If your sense of self is dissolving, or your perceptions of reality and purpose are transforming uncontrollably, then it's possible. Sometimes a significant life event, such as a loss, sudden insight, societal change, or a mystical experience, can cause a spontaneous and unexpected shift within us. Yep. Spiritual and meditation guide Nikki Sutton is here to help you navigate the waves of transformation as you awaken to further revelations. In this book, she breaks down the stages of spiritual awakening and offers compassionate, practical advice to enhance your journey, including tips for manifestation, meditating, and developing your psychic and intuitive abilities. You are an ever-evolving being on the road to greater understanding, and this powerful and reassuring guide is here to help you rise to the challenge of spiritual awakening and find peace, balance, and connection with your higher self. This is good if you are just starting to dip your toe into spirituality and you're like, what is this all about? What's going on here? This is good. This is a good book, and I'm glad she wrote it. I wish she would write another book, but I think this one took her years and years and years to write. So anyway, okay, and the last book that I have, technically, I don't know if I would consider it a spiritual book, but it's a Bible, okay? But this is the only Bible that I actually like. I have other Bibles. I'm not showing them to you because I had them engraved with my real name, or my mother-in-law did. So I don't want to show that. But I like this Bible. This is the Children's Story Bible, and it's by Catherine F. Voss. It doesn't say anything on the back. Look, I have a little tab in here because this book has a lot of words that, like, it's for children, you know, but it's got a lot of words that are like, what does this mean? What does that mean? You know, and it says some words explained. So this is like the little dictionary to help understand some of the words that are in here. And it's the Bible, but it's a children's Bible, and it explains it so easily. I've read so many Bibles, and I'm talking like I've read them front to back, and it's like so much information, and some of it is like, what? No. Does it say chapters? I don't remember. I haven't read this one in a really long time. Yeah, it does. So it does. It goes from the very beginning, but it explains stuff super easy. So it's like, in the beginning, God is and was the angels, good and bad. It says how the world began, the first man Adam, the first woman Eve. Adam and Eve disobeyed God. Oh my gosh. The terrible result of sin. You know, and it goes really far. It talks about the laws, wandering, settlement. It also has the New Testament as well. So yeah, the early church, that kind of stuff. So it goes into everything, but it explains things like, oh, and there's pictures in there too. But yeah, it just, I don't know, the way it's written, like it's like a story. It's like a story Bible. It's like a bedtime story, you know. I'm afraid if I read some of it, I might get in trouble, but I don't know. Like, I'll just read like a little section. Long, long ago, nobody knows how long ago, this world on which we live, this big ball that we call Earth, was not here. The Earth did not exist. There was nothing but emptiness, wide, empty space. That was before the beginning of the first things, before the beginning of time. Yet, there was something in that long, long ago. God was there. When did God begin? And who made God? No one made God. God did not begin. God has always been forever and ever, and ever God has lived. God never had a beginning, and his life will never end. And like, okay, so that is, it tells it like a really beautiful story, and I just love it. I love it, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I don't believe that 100% of the Bible is true, just because I learned a bunch of, when I was in college, I took religious studies, and I learned a bunch of things, and so I like to think of the Bible as a storybook, and things to teach you lessons about life and being a good person and stuff like that. So this is my favorite Bible because it's just a really good storybook. So anyway, I do have like 2 more books from Dolores Cannon, but I have no idea where they at. Oh no, so they're probably in the office or something. I'm gonna have to go searching. Anyway, but that is all of the spiritual books that I have. I hope that wasn't offensive to anyone. I don't know. I hope people don't think that I'm stupid for believing what I believe, you know. But also, I don't know what I believe because I feel like no one knows anything, you know. I don't know. I need a shirt that just says, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.